This video we're talking about the Insta360 One RS, the brand new camera from Insta360 against the GoPro 10. Which camera should you buy? Which one is for you? I've only got this camera yesterday, just been released on Tuesday by Insta360, but I've been really impressed with what you get for your money with the Insta360 One RS compared to the GoPro 10. For instance, the standalone version, just the 4K version of this camera, is $299 in the UK. The GoPro 10 at the moment is $379. So there's a big difference. There's nearly £100 difference for the similar spec cameras. This one I've got is a twin edition, so you get the 4K boost lens, which can shoot up to 6K with that 1/2-inch sensor, and it also comes with the 360 mod that you can plug onto here. So for $499, about £120 more than the GoPro 10, you can get a 360 camera, you can get a 4K camera, you can record in 6K widescreen as well. So there's a lot of things in my eyes going for the Insta360 One RS. Really impressed with it so far. I love the modular design, and the battery is 20% bigger than the previous version as well. So we're going to get out and about. We're going to do some test footage with these two cameras. I will be getting the Leica 1-inch sensor lens for this, the mod that can go on here. So we'll be testing that in future videos. So if you're new to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe and press the bell so you don't miss any future uploads. So let's go have a walk about and test these two cameras out. This is the 6K mode on the Insta360 One RS. You've got that widescreen aspect ratio. The stabilisation is reduced and you haven't got horizon levelling. The same with the GoPro, no horizon levelling in the 5.3K, which is this, 25 frames per second, but you have got stabilisation with the GoPro in 5.3K, but there's that bit of a crop. I'm not sure what it looks like, the stabilisation wise. I'm just walking normally along this path. What does the 6K look like on the Insta360 One RS? Really impressed. It's got 6K footage. That aspect ratio is obviously very cinematic. If you were going to use something like this, then I would probably recommend using a gimbal with the 6K, and then you get some really nice cinematic footage with that 1/2-inch sensor. The GoPro, I mean, I've tested the 5.3K out before and it looks good. This is linear and 24 frames per second. So you can be the judge. I'll do some recording with it and you can just tell me what you think in the comments down below. So this modular design from Insta360 is really interesting. I'm enjoying using it at the moment, and it just gives you that another option for switching around different lenses when you're out and about shooting. This case is brilliant. They've redesigned it on the new one where it doesn't slot in, because that was a previous complaint on the previous version, the Insta360 One R, that when you had the Leica lens on, you had to take that lens off to take it out the case because it came out the back. With this new case, you got two buttons which sort of springs it open like so, and then the camera slides out like that. So that's the case for mounting it to the tripod. This dissipates a bit of heat on the back as well, so stops it overheating, which is a really good thing. And then we've got other mods you can fit on the top as well there. There's a cold shoe mount, I do believe, so we can make a nice vlogging setup, and you've got the cutouts. The door comes off the side of this, so we can add a microphone adapter if you want to. So there's lots of different modifications you can make to this. So imagine the scenario: we're out and about recording 4K boost, or you're recording 6K with this camera with the boost lens, and you want to just change it out. You flick the battery off like so. This is the battery mod. Take that off, just pull these two apart, and we want to go to 360 footage. So we get the 360 mod, which comes with the lens protector with this twin edition kit. We flick these together, and then we put the battery mod on the bottom like so, and then you're away. You've got a 360 camera ready to record, and this 5.7K, and you can do bullet time with this. You can, it of course works with the invisible selfie stick, so it cuts that selfie stick out of any footage that you're recording as well. I love 360 footage. If you want to check my other videos out about the Insta360 One X2, then I'll link it above. 360 cameras are really good. And so having this modular design where you can record in 4K and then you want to get some 360 footage for your video, just swap it out really quickly, takes seconds, is really fantastic. Stabilisation on both cameras is comparable, very similar stabilisation. We've of course got the really good Hyper Smooth on the GoPro 10. You've got Flow State, which has been newly improved on the Insta360 One RS. The new core, which is upgraded computer, basically adds a flow state to the footage straight away out of camera rather than having to edit it in post-production. The old Insta360 One R, you had to add the stabilisation in post and then it did all the processing in post-production. Now with this new core, it does it in camera. So they're equal when it comes to stabilisation. I tested it on the mountain bike and it's very comparable between the two. So that's sort of a draw when it comes to the stabilisation. Notable mentions for the app. Insta360's app is brilliant compared to the GoPro's app, which is, well, a bit of a fail. And they're constantly doing updates, adding different shot labs to the app all the time. Software updates, I believe in the first 18 months of releasing the Insta360 One R, they did about 10 times updates over that 18-month period to add things like horizon leveling, improve the UI, color profiles, and adding aquavision for underwater shooting. So they're always updating the camera constantly. You get the odd update with GoPro, but it's generally an update every time they bring a new camera out. Now this might seem like I'm absolutely slating the GoPro, get the One S. That's not what I'm saying. I do really like the Insta360 One RS. I think, in my eyes, in my short period of testing, I think it could be the better camera in the long run for people that want to save money, want 360 footage, want that modular design, the ability to upgrade in the future. I definitely do think that it is a brilliant action camera, and we are going to be testing it lots more in the future. But the GoPro has some advantages. You've got 5.3K shooting compared to 6K, but in 6K mode the stabilisation is limited. It recommends you not to use it in low light conditions, only to use it in bright conditions. In the GoPro you have got stabilisation in 5.7K. Also, the mount is built into the GoPro. You've got the clips for the regular GoPro mount on there. It's built into the body. With the Insta360 One RS, you do need the included case in the box to have that mount. So you have to put it into the case to mount it to a selfie stick or to any other mounts like bike mounts or something like that. And from the short time I've had this camera, the GoPro GP2 processor in there is a bit faster than the processor in the Insta360 One RS. There's maybe a second or two delay from when you press record and you press record at the same time compared to the GoPro in this, so it starts a little bit slower. The actual user interface of the Insta360 One RS is very good. The screen is a lot more responsive than the GoPro 10, nice and snappy left and right when you're going through the menu, but the actual recording quickness, if that's a word, when you press record at the same time, it's probably about 1 or 2 seconds quicker than the GoPro, so there is that. So all in all, these are two fantastic action cameras. They both do what they're supposed to do. But for me, if I was going to choose one and recommend one right now, I would say go for the Insta360 One RS. Just because, one, of the price, two, of the upgradability, the modular design, the 360 footage is really fun to play with and to reframe in post-production. If you haven't used their app, that is brilliant. You've got the Insta360 Desktop Studio for reframing footage professionally. So there's just a difference between the two cameras when it comes to using it and enjoying it on a daily basis, and all the different mods you've got with this RS. It just wins for me. The GoPro is still a fantastic camera and it does what it says on the tin, but the new RS for me is the one to beat at the moment. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope it helped you make some kind of decision. about these action cameras. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Stay tuned, subscribe and press the bell so you don't miss any uploads, because we've got the 1-inch sensor battle shoot off coming soon as well, with the Insta360 1RS against the 1R, which was the older version. So we're going to test those two. We've got the Insta360 Go 2 to test, and we've got lots of stuff as well. GoPro hopefully will be announcing some stuff this year, so we'll get that to test as well. So stay tuned. I'll see you on the next one then. Bye guys.